2nd and 10. To throw, here's Nix. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Against a team coming off a win, just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. Now it's Nix. A pass for Sutton is intercepted. And the Chargers are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at the 45. On the ground, this is Devon Achane. He'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down. This defense for the Broncos, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground. Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Ray.
They'll run for it with Achane. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8. The Chargers at 11-3 on the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. And I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
They'll try the air now with Herbert. Man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Mecole Hardman with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chargers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And it's now a 7-0 game. 7-0 is our score. Ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. Looking up into the roof, and he muffs it. It's loose. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
To throw is Nix. Just keeping the play alive. This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The rookie from Oregon on target with that one. And leads to a first down. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. Here's Nix. That's caught. It's Marvin Mims. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 42. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sutton. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That goes for a gain of 31.
So often on these RPOs, we see the ball get from the quarterback to the receiver in what feels like a nanosecond. But on this play, he actually cleared coverage downfield a bit before the ball got to him. The net result, though, a considerable gain.
Up the middle, it's Williams. He gets away from one. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. From the 5, 2nd and 4. They'll go play action with Nix. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Broncos are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Lutz with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
From the 20, here's 2nd and 9.
Baylor Tigers. Baylor 21.
Now it's Herbert. He's going to float this one deep right side. Here's a diving catch right side. A big play there for L.A. And even 50 yards. Herbert. Well, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Broncos are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. These two teams all tied after one.
With the score tied 7-7.
Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This offense, thankful, I'm sure, to have the football back, but also, Charles, after a long drive of their own, they've got to be a little weary.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and what you have to do to combat it, try and get fresh legs in where you can, especially the skill positions. And then for the offensive line, instead of attacking, maybe slow the tempo down a little bit, let them catch their breath.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
They'll come up now 3rd and 3. Throwing Nix. Oh, and that is incomplete.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
On 4th down, it's Riley Dixon on now to kick it away for Denver. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. Fielded at the 20. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this 3rd drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's got a tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him because, yeah, things went really well in that first one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going.
Now a 2nd and 10.
21. Go.
Herbert now. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Here's Herbert. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Run! 12. Set. Go. Go. Set.
They snap it to Herbert. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. In motion left, Hardman. Herbert back to the air. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. No, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
A good down to possibly take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches. Here's Herbert. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
We've already seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half. Unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
So 3rd and inches, and this will be the 9th play of the drive. Back to the ground, Achane. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Let's go, let's go. Taylor tight. 5-9. Hey, Kappa. What is up?
Here we go on 4th. Herbert. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards. Nix to the air. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Back to throw. Nix. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. A short one to the tight end, Troutman. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
It's a 47-yard field goal try from here, but instead they're going to opt to go for it on 4th down. They'll go for it. Here's Nix. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. 1st down on a pickup of 11.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. On the option to give to Williams here. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Javonte Williams, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Charger drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. "19 seconds showing to play in the half as they come up here 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Nix. Throw left side complete. That's Sutton. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun is Nix. We'll get that complete to Vele. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. A final shot before break. Nix. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. And nothing comes of this last-ditch attempt at points as time will run out on this first half. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Chargers 7.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. A one-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Charger drive about to get going. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline. I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's third down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And here's Rodgers on the return. And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. Off the play fake, here's Nix. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. And this one complete again to Mims. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
Now a give up the middle to Williams. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. The running game fully in sync, 1-11 on that play.
And sometimes it comes from the offensive coordinator, understanding what he thinks the defense is going to do and dialing up the perfect play. Sometimes the quarterback, though, can look at the defense, realize he needs to change it to a run, and that gets it done in a big way as well.
And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Right side, there's Likely with it. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 7 there, and it's second down. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 43 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think there he had to come off of his primary receiver in a big way, just trying to get it to a secondary guy, unable to get that play completed.
Checked down, but didn't even have enough time to do that. Incomplete. Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Off the play fake, Nix. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Marvin Mims, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Lutz with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Back to throw here, Herbert. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. But the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Third quarter now from SoFi Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 37. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. On Herbert, his third interception. And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 33. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
That is caught by Vele. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Off the option, here's Williams. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
On play action, here's Nix. Escaping the pressure right. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Marvin Mims with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Broncos are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, called it the 26. The Charger drive about to get going. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions. And this is a situation where as a head coach, you're just saying, what else could go wrong? Let's get it all out of our system, please. This has been a sloppy game throughout. The execution has been lacking. A lot of mistakes, both mental and physical. And here's a big play that goes by the wayside.
Out of the gun, Herbert. He's going to take another shot here. Left sideline, a dive, and it looks like he's got it. One quarter remains here in Week 16. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. It's Charger football, but they trail here as we get going in quarter number 4. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. The slot man in motion right. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Alex Singleton. And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Well, just another reason to celebrate there on the defensive side with the interception, and this is a game that they clearly have firmly in their grasp.
Yeah, a lot of handshakes, a lot of hugs, a lot of smiles. It's been their day.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. To throw is Nix. This one swung out to Williams. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Here's a 2nd and 5. To throw, here's Nix. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
Eluding the pressure right. He's got a man, complete. And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35. A huge play there for Denver. 52 yards. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. He'll keep it himself. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Bo Nix. A 16-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos up the lead to 4 scores now here in this fourth quarter. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Here's 2nd and 10. Achane gets it from the gun. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. The Chargers on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. So the offense a little antsy. The flag comes out and a 5-yard penalty. And a manageable 3rd down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. Now it's Herbert. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And now here is another interception. And the Broncos are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard. But they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would have, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. On the handoff, McLaughlin. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. Denver has a first down on the 15-yard play. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front.
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. Here's Nix. Ball hit as he throws there, incomplete. Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
They're going. It's Nix. Flushed out right. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Jacorian Bennett has it. Down the right sideline. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. Dicker down to tack on the extra point. It's good, and it's now 35-14. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And the Broncos are going to get the football. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And my goodness, another interception. And the Chargers are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. And a penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward. Throwing Nix. He's got time in the pocket. They still can't get him. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at triple zeros. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
He's going to let it fly. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing till the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Mecole Hardman. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Chargers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had it and dropped it. That is an unforced error there, and it takes away what could have been a touchdown. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now it's Nix. Buying time to his left. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on 3rd down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Trying to improvise. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think that the type of